1 in 5 adults in America suffer from a mental illness. 1 in 5 adolescents in America suffer from a mental illness. 1 in 25 people worldwide suffer from a mental illness so severe that it interferes with one or more major life activity. Mental illness is not a joke, and due to a recent boom in the media concerning the issue and the elimination of the stigma around it, many people now know this. We've identified countless illnesses, ranging from depression to autism to dissociative identity disorder. But knowing its existence does not suddenly make it go away. All we've done is make ourselves aware of the horrors that lie in the human mind, and it's now our task to eliminate them, or at least make it reach a point where a person can function without struggling for themselves. So people in the media have taken on this responsibility, the responsibility to help others overcome their mind. But the method they tackle the challenge with is a self-reflective and psychological one. This method is effective for many people, but for those of us that severely suffer from the illnesses, a better action plan is needed. This is where neuroscience comes in. At least, that's what I would say if that was entirely true. You see, the line between mental illnesses, like schizophrenia, and neurological disorders, like Parkinson's, is blurred, at least with the current understanding of the human brain. Neurological disorders are usually local diseases that appear in regions of the brain that control basic functions, such as motor functions, sight, and memory. They usually come with old age, and tend to be very difficult to combat, though in recent times there have been breakthroughs in the field, allowing for the beginning stages of treatment for certain diseases to be developed. Mental illnesses, or psychological disorders though, target something a bit more complex. They largely affect the frontal lobe and limbic system of the brain, the regions of the brain that affects identity and emotions. These disorders usually affect the efficiency of neurotransmitters. Take for example serotonin. Often called the happy chemical, serotonin has a strong causation with the feeling of contentment. People with depression have been found to have lower serotonin levels, potentially affecting the severity of their depression. So what can scientists do to combat these evasive brain disorders? Computer simulations of the brain and synapses could help, though in order to get an accurate depiction of the disorder, a large enough simulation would be needed, and, at least with the current technology, this accuracy is not entirely possible. So if computer simulations fail to assist us, what can? Well, more collaboration between psychiatrists and neuroscientists could lead to a better understanding of the human mind, which could then result in them gaining a better understanding of mental illnesses and neurological disorders. A team of psychologists and neuroscientists can be created in hospitals and research centers, where they can meet up to discuss new findings in their fields and discuss the issue of mental illnesses. We've already seen what this collaboration can do. For scientists have created selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, or SSRIs, that reduce the amount of serotonin that is taken back into the presynaptic neuron, resulting in more serotonin present in the synaptic cleft, which would then result in more serotonin binding to the postsynaptic neurons. These SSRIs were developed by neuroscientists to help combat a psychological disorder. Also, once a year, these groups of scientists can meet up with other groups of scientists at a global conference where they can pull together their knowledge and try to find solutions to major mental health problems that plague the global mass. These task force of psychologists and neuroscientologists can be called mind groups, or mental illness and neuroscience discussion groups. With these groups, we may be able to gain a deeper understanding of the human brain and find new ways to combat these disorders.